What's up, guys? Welcome to the I5 Sports Ride, and boy, did we have a week of sports this last week.
Finally,
we're back, baby. We're back. We got so much to talk about this week, and we don't even have a specific a main topic for you guys this week. We're just kind of going to run down a list of all the events that went down this past 2 weeks, really, because we had our draft episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't really touch on anything besides baseball in that one, but so many other things went down.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, especially we got some topics that we're gonna talk about today. Kind of just more of almost like a full episode of the on ramp. We're not fully gonna get onto the freeway today. We're just gonna stay on the it's a really long,
long on ramp. We're just chilling.
Yeah. But it's going to be exciting. We're even going to have more sports coming back here in a little bit. The NBA officially restarts their season tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. I think the NHL is just right around the corner, too.
Should be. Tomorrow, too. I haven't heard about the NHL in a long time. What's even going on there? Are they...
I don't know. They haven't said anything, but I thought the last that I heard about them was them and the NBA were supposed to be, on the same schedule.
I saw the bracket. I didn't see a date though. It's kind of they kind of got lost within everything else.
I think everybody was just so excited that they didn't even. Here it is, August 1st.
August 1st.
Yeah, so
because that got announced earlier than anything else.
Yeah,
I feel like they announced that in May or April or something. We're gonna play, just wait, kind of thing.
Yeah, we're gonna play, but we don't have an official date yet.
No,
I'm super stoked. It's gonna be awesome. The WNBA is already back.
We can just get right to it then. I think the biggest news of this last week was the Hawks acquiring Jamal Adams, baby. Let's go! Come on.
That's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge. I saw that we're rebranding the defense. It seems like because everybody knows
just a fit around him. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody knows the amazing defense that we had that took us to a couple Super Bowls, won a Super Bowl. We called them the Legion of Boom, but I saw that we're rebranding it to the Legion of Zoom now.
Ooh, we're gonna be fast. We're gonna be quick to the ball. I love it. But yeah, so back to it. we sent McDougal a 2021 first, a 2022 first, and a 2021 third. I'm seeing lots of people saying that's a lot to give up for not only for Jamal Adams, but a lot to give up for a safety.
It is quite a bit, and I know what you're talking about. I've seen a lot of people talking about usually when you give that big of a lot to somebody, it's for a top 3 or top 5 skill position player.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk about skill position, you're talking about people who are going to go score touchdowns for you. But I really think that the Seahawks are realizing that what made them so strong in their runs and for the Super Bowl was their defense, and they want to kind of try and get back towards that. We've got the offensive weapons. We didn't need to go get anybody. I think Chris Carson will do just fine when he's healthy. Rashad Penny does just fine when he's healthy. Fingers crossed that they stay healthy and get healthy. But I think that they really wanted to refortify that defense, and they gave up what they had to. And then I saw a tweet from somebody too that made the point, when we draft in the first round, first of all, when we draft in the first round, normally we trade out of it. But whenever we do draft in the first round, we're drafting between anywhere between 22 and 32 usually. You're never going to find a Jamal Adams in the 22 to 32. So
exactly.
two of them's tough. I think the third round draft pick, because we did receive, what'd you say, a 2022 fourth round draft pick?
Yeah, correct.
So kind of a wash there. I like what we do in the later rounds anyways. But I think McDougal is a fair give to them, basically. Allows them to still have a safety, and it's not somebody who was amazing for us, but he was just solid. But, I mean, he obviously wasn't going to play with Adams coming in. So
Yeah, I saw a lot of people say that when you're giving up that much, especially on the defensive side of the ball, you either want an explosive pass rusher, a disruptor, or you want a lockdown corner. Because I also saw that safety is the 9th highest paid position so it's not really valued that high. So
which might be why they went and got him, because when he was talking to the Jets and wanted his extension and everything, he wants to be one of the top paid safeties.
He wants to be the top paid safety.
The top paid safety. Yeah. Well, if it's the 9th highest paid position, then putting him at number 1 still isn't going to be a ton of money. But
thing is, here, and I saw another good point is that the package we sent to the Jets is on the level of someone take the Bears trade, for example, for Khalil Mack. We sent more to the Jets than the Bears sent to the Raiders. So that's kind of sending the message of like, well, we're not going to pay you like a safety. We view you as more than the normal safety, and we see you more as like a just all around defensive piece. So I think that's a little that worries me a little bit, is that the agent's going to be asking for like a Khalil Mack price tag on him when they start talking for an extension. So that's the only thing that concerns me. But overall, I love it. I love the trade.
Yeah, and the like you touched on, the only thing for me is that I think my grade, I saw somebody give a grade and they gave like an A- or something like that for our trade. My grade will be official and finalized in 2 years if he's still on the team or not, because we've got him through the next 2 seasons, and if we can get him to sign an extension, awesome trade, flying colors, all that kind of stuff. If we only have him for 2 years and he leaves us in the free agency, it's going to be deciding on how we did within the 2 years that we had him.
Yeah, and like you talked about earlier, like it's not really the first round picks. I was like bummed about giving up, but because we never do with anything with those anyway, and when we do, they don't really turn out that well anyway. Like we haven't. Right. I look back at our first round picks. The last good one was Earl Thomas in 2010, and maybe Bruce Irvin. Kinda, I don't know. That's iffy, but that is what we usually do, is we turn that into more draft capital, into like third, fourth, maybe a second round pick. So instead of like, I saw a good analogy, instead of like 6 golden tickets, like of maybe it'll work out, like 6 chances of the golden ticket, or maybe it'll work out, whatever. Now you're only going to have like 2 or 3. We'll have like a second round pick and a fourth round pick. So it's so much more important for Schneider and Pete to hit on those couple second, fourth round picks, now that we don't have the first round picks to gain more picks.
Right. Yeah. It'll be really interesting. I think, like I said, I think we already kind of do wonders in the later rounds. Mm-hmm. So I think that's them showing that they know that too. And they don't. And now, I mean, I guess maybe they're looking at some free agents and stuff too. I heard that Jake Heaps came out and tweeted that they're not done yet. So we'll see what happens in this offseason. I don't think they're done this offseason anyways. But I think also you get rid of those first round draft picks, and yeah, you do take on the contract from Jamal Adams. And obviously if we extend them, like that's going to be big money. But now we're not paying first round draft picks for the next 2 years. So I'm wondering if maybe that was part of their plan and they want to go make some splashes. And
exactly.
Free agency.
Yeah.
So,
and I hate people saying like, "Oh, who won the trade now?" You're not going to know that until 2 years down the road, until we see who the Jets take with that, and if we succeed with Jamal Adams this year or next year, or if we end up resigning him down the road. Right. Until then, we're not going to know.
If we get any kind of contract extension or a re-sign of it, we won this with flying colors. No matter what. Or if we
win a Super Bowl this year. Right. We win a Super Bowl and he leaves, bummer. We got what we wanted out of him, won it all.
Exactly.
But down the road, we'll definitely see who actually won that trade. Yeah. So then a little earlier, before that, the Redskins are now going to be called the Washington Football Team for 2020.
Love it. It's just so basic and generic, and it's original, honestly.
It is, like, yeah.
What other team just calls themselves a football team? I saw a tweet from LeBron James. I don't know if you saw these ones, but LeBron tweeted out and they're like, man, he must have had a really long meeting about this one to really figure it out. Yeah. And then I can't remember who it was, but they shot back and they were like, dude, your son's named LeBron James.
It was the SB Nation Redskins account.
Like, it was such a good fire
so
back.
Funny.
Both
yeah.
So great.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a soccer team, because you know how lots of soccer teams like don't have an actual mascot. They're just like the
football club.
The football club.
Yeah, the Los Angeles Football Club.
Something like that. Yeah.
But it'll be interesting, and like they said, really what this move was to do was to get rid of the Redskins. Yeah. They weren't quite positive or sure on which way to go from here, what name to go with, and all kind of stuff, and they didn't want to make a rash decision, but they knew that they wanted to get rid of the Redskins.
They needed to get rid of it, yeah. And this should have been done a long time ago, like, because you can have like a lot of names like that are like the Seminoles, for example. That's kind of like paying homage to that specific tribe, but when you give a name like the Redskins, like that's gotta go. Like that's and especially at this day of age, like you gotta take that out of there.
It's just, yeah, you're right. It's just tough because, like you said, the other ones are using their actual name and like you said, kind of giving a tribute to them and all kind of stuff.
Yep.
Where this one's a kind of a derogatory term.
Yeah, absolutely.
Towards the Native Americans. So
yeah, but that whole organization is just in like that's rough up there right now with
Yeah, and I
Dan
think
Snyder and everything.
and that's
All that
probably why
stuff.
they just got rid of the name, because they were like, we're already in trouble. We don't need to be in more trouble, so
Yeah.
just get rid
I'm
of this
guessing
thing.
I'm guessing Snyder's going to be out by the end of this year. That's my prediction.
I just don't understand why he's not already out.
I know. Yeah.
Like, just get rid of him right now.
Cuz he had issues a few years ago too with
Yep.
like what like didn't he like use an escort service or something? Or was
Yep.
that yeah.
Yep. And so it's just one thing on top of another on top of another. Just
Yeah.
you're rebranding the football team. Get rid of everything.
Yeah.
Just
Just
start
start
from
over.
ground.
Start over.
Fire everybody. Sell all the stocks like the Packers did. Let fans. I'm buying in this time. I'm not losing out on that one.
Now, what's your pick for the new mascot though? Like, what are you feeling?
I don't really know. I mean, I heard somebody say the Senators, which makes sense because they're in DC.
Yeah,
But I don't feel that one.
that's kind of paying
The-
homage to the original baseball team. That'd be kind of
true.
cool. Yeah.
It would be cool. What was the Red Wolves? So on Barstool Sports, my brother listens to Big Cat all the time, and so I hear his podcast like from the other room. But they all decided that they wanted to go with the Red Wolves,
Okay.
and they would give everybody glasses when they came in that like light up LED, but there's a controller in the like press box or something like that. And right before kickoff, they would shut off all the lights and flip on all the LEDs.
Ooh.
So there would just be a bunch of
Okay.
red wolf eyes staring
pretty
down
cool.
at like that was pretty sweet. So I'm kind of with that.
You gotta pick something that keeps the colors though. So that's why I don't think Senators would really work because does burgundy and yellow work with that? Not really.
Well,
No.
yeah, you would just like make a logo and then have to like put those colors on it, and it wouldn't
look
right.
good. Yeah. I saw Warriors, but that's just kind of like nah.
But,
Don't want Warriors.
So basic. So basic.
I think Red Tails would be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I just gotta. What was it? Let's see. Oh, I missed it. But Bleacher Report did a go on and vote for your top. They had like the top 3 and go on and vote for your number 1.
Gotcha.
Can't remember what they were though.
It's probably like Warriors, Red Tails,
I would assume
Senators
so.
or something. I don't know. But for 2020, they will be the Washington football team.
Yes.
Go,
okay, here we go.
Go football teams.
Red Tails, Red Hogs, and the Metropolitans.
No.
Nah, I don't like it.
The Hogs. You could be the Hogs. That's kind of like that's what they're like. That's their other nickname.
Right.
I wouldn't mind that. I don't know. Maybe.
See, I'm all for this. The Red Wolves.
That'd be kind of cool.
Those are pretty sweet.
That would be cool. Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, moving on from that, Quentin Dunbar was placed on the commissioner's exempt list. So this allows them to get paid until a decision is made by the court, but he will not be able to participate in training camp.
Right. So does that mean too that they're just going to go with what the court rules? So if they rule him guilty,
I don't think
he's
so.
gone. If he's not guilty, he gets to play.
I don't think so because there's definitely been other cases where someone's been proved not guilty, but the NFL suspends him anyway. I think Ezekiel Elliott was a perfect example of that. I think his case was dropped. He wasn't prosecuted. The NFL still decided to suspend him. So what I'm guessing is going to happen, because to me it's not sounding like he's going to get prosecuted. I think whatever the county or state or whatever, they're going to drop it. And I'm guessing the league is still going to suspend him for a few games.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because I know like with Zeke's, that was during that time that they were making the huge push for domestic violence stuff.
Exactly, yeah. But this isn't, right? What is this? What is it? What do you do again?
It's just armed robbery. I mean, it's
just
not that. Not that.
It's just armed robbery. Whatever. No big deal.
Not that armed robbery is good or anything. Like, I think it's awful. But I just mean in the eyes of the NFL, I think with the Zeke thing was not too long after they completely dropped the ball with the Ray Rice situation, and just looked like idiots to everyone. And so I think they tried to make a statement with Zeke, and it might have been a little bit excessive for his case, but I get what they were going for. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Dunbar. And who was with him? Somebody from the Giants, right?
Baker. DeAndre Baker.
Yes. Yeah. And so it'll be interesting to see what they do with them. But I mean, even though Obviously, he fortifies our defense if he plays. Like, I think he should definitely at least get a couple games. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm all for with the people, especially people who like aren't sports fans. They always talk about how these professional athletes get passes for things that like normal people wouldn't even come close to getting
Yeah.
passes for.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah. So I definitely see at least like a 4-game suspension around that area. But I don't see him getting any jail time really, because it sounds like I feel like he would have been prosecuted by now if that was the case.
Right. Exactly.
And also, I saw there wasn't really enough evidence to prosecute him anyway.
Yeah. Something about but he also said he came out right off the bat and said, yeah, I was there and all that kind of stuff. But it sounds like it might not have even, like, it's kind of wishy washy on if it was armed or not. But I mean, still, just wrong place, wrong time, dude. Like, figure it out.
Yeah. Don't screw it up again. And because the Seahawks have a really good secondary if he's able to play. Because I saw something where I think Pro Football Focus was ranking them the 5th best secondary with Dunbar being a question mark. So that's not even including Dunbar, and we're the 5th best. With Dunbar, we're probably looking at top 3. Like, because Dunbar it was locked down last year, and we only gave up a 5th round pick for him.
Yeah, that was huge.
That's a steal.
I think people are, what would you say, kind of not looking at the Jamal Adams package in the full picture, because he actually is super versatile too.
Yeah.
And he could go and play a corner. He could be just fine doing that, all kind of stuff. And so I think actually what we might see happen a little bit too is we get some packages out where Adams might roll up and actually be like a roving linebacker, or
easy, yeah.
that corner, that slot cornerback and all that kind of stuff, and give Marquise Blair still some time and let him be back there and all that stuff.
Yep.
And people are sleeping on Marquise Blair.
Yeah. People are sleeping on Quandre Diggs too, because remember he got hurt last year. I feel like people are kind of forgetting about him.
He wasn't even, honestly, when we traded for Adams, I was like, McDougal, but who? I couldn't remember the name of Diggs, which I'm a prime example of people sleeping on Diggs. But I went and looked. I was like, gosh, dang it. And so I went to go look at the depth chart. He's not even on the depth chart for the Seahawks.
Huh.
Yeah, like from, I think it was, I don't know.
He's on the team still, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And he'll be the other starting safety. It'll be him and Jamal Adams back there.
But so with Adams, like going back to Adams a little bit, he literally does everything. He can pass rush, he can play linebacker, he can cover. And I saw something where he had 23 quarterback pressures last year.
Yep.
The next best secondary DB was Malcolm Jenkins at 10.
Wow, that's not even close.
So he's not even like a DB, man. He's like a linebacker who is a DB. Like I almost consider him positionless. Like that's why I'm so okay with the trade. I'm not really on the bandwagon of saying like, oh, we gave up too much for a safety, because he's not a safety.
Yep.
He's not a safety. He's positionless, and he only has 2 picks. So I think, but Carroll is known for really good for developing DBs. So I think Adams already has like the abilities to pass rush really well. He can cover around linebacker area. I think Pete is going to take him that next level when it comes to being defensive back.
For sure. I really think that he's the prime example of what everybody's so excited about Simmons from Clemson coming into the league.
Yep.
That he can play all around. I think he's going to be a honey badger kind of thing for our defense, but like to the extreme. Yeah. Honey badger times 10.
The another thing I'm worried about is that, but you already covered this. They're already like, aren't they like putting in a pretty much new defense? Is that what you heard pretty much for him? Yeah. When I first heard the trade, I was like, well, like Pete hasn't really used a safety like that before. So I was worried that like they're going to bring in Adams and just make him like a normal, like what they did with Cam Chancellor, just sit back in coverage, come up and hit people.
Yeah, but that's I guess it would be a rumor because it's not solidified yet. Nobody's come out and said exactly that, but there's been multiple reports of them coming in and saying that the plan is to kind of revamp the defense.
And that makes sense because Pete and John have had a plan before making this trade anyway.
For sure.
Yeah, and Pete and John we trust always.
Right.
So NFL kind of released a little bit of the coronavirus plan. So there's going to be no preseason games this year. And that's what the players wanted. That's big. I think that's so good. That's okay.
Yes. You got to give them what they want.
Give them what they want. And preseason games already are kind of pointless to me. I think it should be, I think there should only be 2 of them anyway. Just because you don't really need to see the starters. Starters can kind of like, give them a series like in those 2 games or whatever, but they don't need 4 games of work. Like, and then you really only need 2 games to see like which of these guys of like the undrafted guys or whatever are going to make the team.
Yeah. Yep.
And anyway, like a lot of teams nowadays anyway will like do inter squad practices where they'll travel to like another team's training camp and play games anyway.
Yeah, and I love that because
Yeah.
that's where we get all the fights that happen, like with Deontay.
Exactly. Oh, Hard Knocks. Hard Knocks all day,
Hall.
baby. Yeah. You'd love to see it.
The Hall and Hopkins fight.
But even with the plan that was announced to the players, I think they already approved one, right? I think that's what I heard.
What do you mean?
Like the NFL gave the players a plan and the players approved it. Did that already happen?
That was I don't know if they've approved this new one, but I know they approved the plan where they knocked it down to 2 preseason games.
Okay. Well, I saw a tweet saying like, "Oh, the plan's been made. Players like it. We have football." I saw something like that.
Just recently,
like a couple days ago.
Then yeah, that should be this new one that they.
But but we're seeing a lot of players deciding to opt out.
Yeah, which I get.
Yeah, totally understand. I hate the crowd of people saying, "Oh, it's your job. Like, we have to work. Why should you like get the ability like not to work? Like, dude, like the players put themselves in a position with all the hard work they put in over the years to get to this point where they're making enough money to entertain you as the fan. Like they're
right.
You're literally like bitching about this because they're not going to entertain you. Like I hate that so much.
And it's so funny that people come out and say that too, because actually there's many of bills and laws and all that stuff that's been passed recently to allow you to say, I'm not going to work because of this coronavirus stuff. And like unemployment was through the roof and everything. Like it's the same thing that the normal people are getting the option to be able to not go back to work and stuff.
Yeah. You just got to say, okay, boomer to him.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I totally get, a lot of them have come out and said, like a lot of them have had reasons to it. I don't think they need a reason. Like if you just want to come out and say, hey, I'm not feeling it, I don't think I'm going to come and play and all that stuff, I get it. But a lot of them have actually had reasons and they've come out.
Oh no, yeah.
One just recent. So Nate Soldier was the left tackle with the Giants, and he came out and he was like, hey, I'm opting out, but it's because like his son has cancer.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't take the chance.
No, not at all. Yeah, not at all. Going off of that, I think I saw a tweet where a reporter said that like I think it was around 70% of the NFL players have like pre-existing conditions that could make them like vulnerable to the virus. I also saw something where like African Americans are more vulnerable to the virus too. Yeah,
interesting.
That was included in the tweet as well. So I don't know where the reporter got that source or whatever, but I mean, so I'm not gonna. But
I mean, if it's true, that's true. But who knows what's true honestly nowadays? Like there's so much stuff that's just getting thrown out.
But if they want to opt out, go ahead. Whatever. Like, and there's so many like the lockout in what was it 80 something 84 or something. Remember like did you ever watch that 30 for 30 about the scabs? Did you ever see that? Yeah.
I know the lockout, but I definitely don't know the year.
Okay. Well, there's so many players out there you can get like who can come and play and do just a fine job. Like it's not the end of the world if you start seeing like star players opt out. Like it's going to be a bummer, especially for like the teams who were like contending and they start seeing like if we saw something like, oh, Bobby Wagner started to sit out, like that'd be a blow. Yeah.
But it's also like you said, a very understandable blow. Like if you don't feel comfortable, totally okay with that. I think with us, the only one so far that's opted out is the Womack tackle that we signed in the offseason. Mm-hmm. That's the only one
and he wasn't really going to be
I don't think he was going to.
Anyway. The Patriots already had 5 opt out, including Hightower and Patrick Chung. Those are 2 pretty key parts of the defense.
Those are huge for them.
You think
that lockout was in 1987?
87. Okay.
Right there.
You think old Billy is telling him to so they can hashtag tank for Trevor Lawrence?
I love that you brought that up because I've seen so many people tweet and everything about it, and you've been on the tank for Trevor Lawrence train since Trevor Lawrence was like in high school, basically.
You got to take it, yeah.
Like
that kid's he's going to be a star. He's the next Peyton Manning. I'm calling it right now.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's going to be fantastic, but I think it'll just really see. I mean, Bill always has a plan. The Patriots always have a plan, so we'll see what it is. But if they go and grab somebody, I think it's just the matter of the fact that they got the raw deal, that their players opted out on stuff. I saw Jadeveon Clowney rumors now that they are losing defensive people and all that stuff, but who knows?
Yeah, and you just said, Ronan told me that the first college football player just decided to opt out? Did you tell me that?
Yeah. Yes. He's the first one. He was from Virginia Tech. I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virginia Tech cornerback Caleb Farley will train for the draft instead of playing
Yeah,
this
see,
season.
I'm seeing a lot of rumors that a lot of college players are like kind of like talking with each other and be like, "Yo, we're just gonna sit out. Like,
Yeah,
why risk it? I'm already gonna be a top pick
and
anyway. I don't think
yeah.
NFL teams are that concerned over their last college season anymore.
Well, and
Especially,
I think that it's something that they're going to think about for sure because we've seen that more and more in the bowl games now recently.
exactly,
Like
yeah. And it didn't
McCaffrey,
affect their draft stock at all.
not at all.
Not at all.
We've seen a couple people go to bowl games and get hurt, and that affected their draft stock.
Exactly.
But vice versa, so they might just sit there and think, if I get sick or I get hurt or whatever, that
Yeah.
might affect my draft stock.
I-
I'm just gonna stay out.
I'd never had a problem with college players sitting out for bowl games because I don't think it's a direct like correlation with their character. I think they're just looking towards the future, being like, all right, like I gave my all to this team. We're going to the Sun Bowl.
Right?
I don't want to tear my ACL in the Sun Bowl to affect the rest of my career. Like,
Yeah.
and same
Like-
with now. Like, I don't want to get the coronavirus and have that possibly affect my draft stock, or like I get like super sick.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree. It's a business, man.
it's a business. All right, so that'll about do it for the NFL talk. That was a lot, man. It's a crazy week, and we're not
Yeah,
even. It's not even football season. You love it.
We're barely
'Cause
scratching.
training camp's
the
supposed to
surface,
start this week, so that's exciting.
Yes. Yep.
Where we're getting Hard Knocks this year? Is it? Oh, it's both LA teams.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd
Is
be
that,
cool.
is that still on to go? Is that still?
I haven't
or
heard
anything?
anything different, so who knows?
Dude, Hard Knocks. The Hard Knocks time of year is always the best. I love that show's just.
I'm
so good.
assuming they're going to be able to go through with it because a new season of Big Brother is starting in a couple weeks. So
What?
if they can do Big Brother, they can do Hard Knocks.
For sure. Yeah. All right, so let's cover. Released the Kraken, baby.
I love it.
The NHL team will be called the Seattle Kraken.
It's going to be awesome. I think I agree with some of the people who are like, "Oh man, I wish they would have used that."
We did a poll for this. I'm gonna pull that up.
We did, yeah. I'm with some of the people though that are like, "Oh, I wish they would have used that green that Seattle is just so known for, that the teal Northwest green, whatever color you want to go with it." But I kind of like it. It's basically going to be like a
You got the name. You got the blue.
It's kind of like this powder blue, but it's actually a little bit lighter. I don't remember what they call it, like a lightning blue or something like that, and then that navy blue, and then the red accents because you got to have the Kraken eyes, you know.
Yeah. No, the different shades of blues and the red on there. Oh, it looks so good.
It's pretty cool.
Like, cause originally I was kind of iffy on the name Kraken because it kind of sounded like a minor league baseball team name to me. Like it's kind
No,
of
I'm so down with it.
yeah. No, I'm down with it now, but it sounded kind of like gimmicky to me at first. Like oh, like Kraken, like but the branding of it is just so good. Like they did great with the logo and the secondary logo too. The anchor like with the space
The
needle.
tentacles?
No, there's just the anchor.
Oh, the Space Needle at the top.
Space
yeah,
needle
yeah,
at the top. That's so dope.
Yeah, it's gonna be sweet, and I think that they have a lot of what would you say? A lot of marketing stuff and a lot of really cool
yeah.
entertainment stuff that they're gonna be able to do with
Davy
it.
Davy Jones saying release the Kraken before they come out of the tunnel.
Well, and what's gonna be super cool too is I think that they're gonna jump on top of a lot of NHL teams have gone to almost like a video projector that can go down on the ice. and
Did
make
you
it look like,
have you seen the Golden Knights intro before?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. But like, how cool would it be if all of a sudden like it looks like it's a sheet of ice, and then all of a sudden you can see a shadowy figure underneath, and then it just breaks in the
bursts
middle,
out.
and this Kraken comes out of the middle.
I would get chills.
Right?
I'm already
Right?
getting chills thinking about that. So we ran our poll out of a huge sample size of 9 votes.
Ginormous.
88% said they love the name.
Hey, that's what we like to see. That's a big enough
That's what we
sample
like to see.
size.
Yeah.
I've been in enough science classes in high school and college to know that that's a big enough sample size. So we are all on board. with
All of
the
us, the whole state, we're good. We're good. I'm seeing people like I get way too triggered off people on Twitter because there's so many idiots out in this world. I'm like, oh my god, like. So I saw a few people saying like, oh, it has nothing to do with the Northwest. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? Oh, it's
Like
it's from like it's like it's in the Atlantic Ocean off Norway. Like how's it connected to Seattle at all? It's a giant octopus in the
Yeah.
water.
I think they're just
What?
don't
people-
dive into it so much. They're like, oh, the Kraken originates from this area, but no, we're just trying to do something.
Are there penguins in Pittsburgh?
Exactly.
Like,
Seattle loves to keep it relatively familiar to the Northwest and all that stuff, but I
mhm.
think they're just paying homage to the fact that the ocean is literally like right off the edge
It's
of Seattle,
perfect. Yeah, yeah.
and so they're just doing
And
something
you never
for
know.
the
Maybe the
water.
Kraken want to take you on a little vacay, come over here,
Yeah,
check things out. Like it could have been over here. You don't know
you
that.
don't think that the Kraken and Bigfoot have like tea parties
Oh,
every
they for
other week?
sure do. They for sure do.
Yeah, come
They
on.
they
So he's got
chill.
to come
They
to the
yeah,
Northwest.
absolutely. But no, I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna buy one of those jerseys. Those jerseys are sick.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
They're tight.
I think
Did you buy any merchandise yet?
I have not bought any
I'm
merchandise yet.
surprised. I'm really
I know.
surprised about that. Actually, I feel like you would have been on that.
I've been trying to be better with my money
Mm,
lately.
mm, yeah.
Big future plans and trying to figure out like when I'm gonna buy a house and crap. So
Okay. Fair enough.
I gotta figure all that out. But I
Yeah.
mean, you know, baseball hats though, like
Yeah.
that's a whole
That's a necessity. Like
that's a whole
you
different
need to buy
story.
that. Yeah.
47 had a huge blowout sale. Go Mariners! Gotta love everything. Like
I kind of
we,
yeah.
we got the retro Mariners cap
Ooh.
finally. Like
Yeah.
gotta love it.
I kind of want to wait until they actually have like the Adidas gear out because right now it's kind of like generic like Fanatics brand or whatever. But I feel like Adidas is going to come out with some pretty sick stuff.
For sure. And I feel like they might come out with like
And the jersey's going to be like $160 anyway, so I'm gonna have to save my money for that.
right for sure. And they're gonna be like better quality when they come from the Adidas, and maybe hopefully like you know how the MLB went to the cool base jerseys that like breathe a little bit better.
Yep.
I guarantee you whatever jerseys they have out right now are gonna be hot.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then kind of going off of this, the new arena is going to was named.
Oh, I didn't see that. What is it?
Oh, you didn't see it?
No.
Climate Pledge Arena.
Hey.
They're saying it's the first like environmentally sustainable arena.
Huh.
I don't
Is
know
any-
how that works. I guess like I don't know, like
Is anybody surprised that the first
not at all. So so Amazon had the
Happened
rights
here.
to it. Amazon had the rights to it, and they chose that name.
That's super cool. Like I'm all for it. Like Amazon already has enough publicity and business and all that stuff that they didn't have to do it. So that's awesome they did it. But I am not surprised that Washington, anywhere in Washington, was the first place to go like political, basically.
Let me pull up some of the pictures for you, so you can check this out. Check out the logo.
That's okay, because I mean, I feel like we're gonna come up with some kind of nickname for it that
Yeah.
we're not even gonna go with Climate Pledge. Like,
Oh,
like
I can't
Kraken,
show you. You got screen share locked.
Kraken layer or something like that.
The
or, I
Kraken
don't know.
layer.
There's got to be something. Okay, you're good now.
Okay,
But they've got to come up with something like something cool.
wrong one.
The Kraken Den. I don't know.
Oh no, wrong one.
Kraken. What's
All right,
Crackalacken?
can you see it?
Oh, that is sweet. Kind of like the logo. Like it's actually kind of cool
And then that's the top.
with all the bars and stuff. Oh, that kind of looks like a racetrack, but that's okay. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Except
So
for they have the green.
the green, yeah, it looks. I don't know. Like I don't really care. We have a new arena. Whatever.
Yeah,
It looks pretty cool
for sure.
inside. Like it's gonna be really nice.
Yeah,
It's like
I was a
it's-
big fan of the basketball court in there. Ooh,
Ooh, ooh. Except I'm hoping for a Soto arena for that one, but
yeah.
we'll talk about it another day.
Love
All right,
it.
so let's move on to some baseball because we get our first week of baseball now.
Yes. So exciting. It was so great to finally be back. I'm still trying to figure out why MLB TV won't let me watch the Mariners games on it.
It's
and
because
have
it's
those-
blacked out locally.
I know, but I hate
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah,
stop it.
sucks. Yeah.
Stop it. I went and played some softball games, some men's league slow pitch yesterday up in the
Ooh.
Dean. So I was hoping to watch the game, but like I have Xfinity, so the only way that I can watch my TV is on my home Wi-Fi, which is also dumb.
Yeah.
But so I couldn't watch it, but I was
Now
definitely
wait. Are you in one of those leagues where you have a limited number of home runs you can hit?
yes, you can only hit 2 more than the other team.
That's
but
lame. So lame.
don't worry, it'll never be a problem for my team. I don't think so. I'm still trying to figure out what a softball swing is. I did put one off the fence
Ooh.
in our second game.
What do you do?
so I'm
Are you kind of like getting under it right now? Like what?
I'm starting to figure it out. No, I'm so early. Like
You're just-
everything's going to left field.
Okay, yeah.
Because it floats and then it's like, oh, and you get all excited.
So I
and
just
then,
kill it, like rip it down the line.
yeah, and then I don't kill it, and it's just like a like seeing eye single to the
Yeah.
left fielder kind of thing. But I'll figure it out.
Yeah, that makes. So we had a pretty clean first weekend. Mariners go 1-3 with the Stros. They lose last night. They're 1-4. Whatever. They'll bounce back. It's okay. Pitching, our young pitching just needs to get going. Like they're getting kind of lit up by these lineups right now, but they'll find their feet. They'll find their feet
for sure. And like we talked about, if you don't follow our Twitter account, please go follow it. I5 Sports Ride. Brooks and I try and stay extremely active on that. We have polls. We try and keep you informed. Like for people like me who are away from your TV, we try and keep you informed with the game as much as we can. Some things that happen, but I can't remember exactly where I was going with that. But still follow Twitter. You know what's up. But like we said on that, now I remember, was we started out with the Astros. And I've seen multiple top 5 power rankings on stuff. They usually fall anywhere between 2 and 4. They're favorite to win the World Series. Their lineup is stacked. Like you can't really get through it.
Even without the trash cans, they're stacked.
Yeah, like you don't see anybody and take a deep breath like you do with a lot of other teams. So that's really tough. But I saw a stat that really actually made me quite happy and a little bit sad at the same time, and I'll explain to you why. But it's said, so we went 1-3 in our opening series, but the Mariners pitchers only allowed 2.6% of the hits that the Astros got of barrels. So bats,
so they're kind of getting lucky. They're getting a little lucky.
Yeah. So bats that got on ball, only 2.6% of them were extremely barreled up, and Taijuan Walker and Yusei Kikuchi didn't allow a single barrel. So by that, what they mean is somebody actually squared up a ball. Like when you're watching the game, you can hear it now. When you hear that big old crack like Kyle Lewis's hits, it's when they get it right in the sweet spot and it's just drilled off the bat. We only let up 2.6.
So I think what you're going to say the bad news is that means like their control is kind of over the place. They're letting base runners on.
Awful.
Yeah.
The reason why we let up so many runs is because of all the walks.
Yeah. That's fixable though. Like that's so fixable. Like I'd rather have them have control issues than them just getting like just ripped. Like that's
definitely
so much a better like problem to have.
And we've had Marco. Marco started and he did pretty solid. He got a little bit tired, I think, which you're going to see from a lot of the pitchers at the beginning of the year. But he's really our only solid veteran presence right now.
And Graven,
we had
Graven kinda.
Right, but he's coming back from Tommy John, so it's kind of a whole new story. You had Taijuan and Kendall Graveman come back from Tommy John.
He looked great in that first inning. Graven struck up the side.
He looked awesome.
Yeah.
And then you have Kikuchi, who's trying to prove something this year. And then you had Sheffield, who is a young gun last night. And you're going to have Justin Dunn tonight, who's a young gun.
Yep.
Jitters are going to be like crazy at the beginning and start of the season.
Yep.
So I think that as the season progresses and everybody takes deep breaths, control comes back, I think we'll be fine.
Well, no one got really lit up their first like couple innings. Like they all looked really good the first time through the lineup. Like no one, like just Sheffield struggled in the third inning, but then you're facing Trout again, Rendon again. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But none of them looked really bad their first time through the order, and that's a really promising sign. And because I think they just kind of like they're like, oh, they got the confidence and stuff for the first inning. Then once they kind of like lose a batter, they're like, oh shoot, now I gotta like be more picky where I throw the ball. And then we kind of saw that with Kikuchi, because Kikuchi looked great those first 2 innings, and then started to kind of lose it a little bit. Then that's when Kikuchi, I think he kind of has a confidence problem. Then he really starts to kind of like aim the ball, and we both of us know you can't do that in baseball. You can't be aiming the ball because then bad things will happen. You're either going to be so wild or you're going to leave one right down the pipe.
And it could be a little bit of the fact of, along with jitters comes a massive rush of adrenaline. Yeah. And they could have like been so hyped up for their first 2 innings that they just spent everything.
Exactly.
They're going to learn it. They're going to do all this kind of stuff. We're going to build up the stamina throughout the year. Yeah. We're going to be totally fine.
That's why I think this week we're going to see massive improvement with the pitching. They got through their first start. They got rid of those jitters, especially Justin Dunn tonight, because there's Justin Dunn. I think he's going to struggle a little bit tonight, but I'm happy he's going to struggle. I'm happy he's going to struggle. Let him get through this his first week. Then who do we get after the Angels? Who do we got this week? Who comes here?
So Oakland will come here, and then the Angels come back again.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna be playing the same teams over and over again. I keep forgetting that, but
basically,
we'll be back home. They've been practicing at their T-Mobile. It's not, because it's not like they weren't in Arizona. Like they were literally like in their stadium. I think that will help a lot with our home play, because they're so much more used to it than what they normally would be in a normal season.
And as much as the grounds crews are amazing at MLB parks, like being able to work with the Mariners and see what the grounds crew does and how much work they put into it is awesome. And you see why their fields look so nice. But
Absolutely.
no matter how much work you put into anything, every mound is different.
Yep.
And for those of you that haven't pitched, you're like, well, that doesn't make. If you've pitched, you understand that one little difference, even like an inch of height, makes a difference on a mound. So you get back to someone where you're comfortable, and you're gonna. I think Marco's gonna have a good outing. She's gonna have a good outing.
Yep.
My Cy Young winner, Taijuan Walker, is gonna go off. Like, I could just feel it.
No, and I'm just excited baseball's back. Like I've been watching them even when they're getting blown out. Like because having the excitement of a few young players like we have this year. Yes. Like because this year, like it'd be nice if we win. We've talked about this before. It'd be nice if we win, but the biggest thing is to see improvement out of those young players, and then winning will just be an added bonus to that if we do. But if we finish with losing record, but see improvement from Evan White, from Kyle Lewis, from our pitching staff, Sheffield, Kikuchi, all of them, I think this year will be a positive no matter what our final record is.
Yeah, and like I had comments from like the team that I was playing on yesterday. They're like, "Why are you still like they're just gonna lose? It's the Mariners on stuff." And yeah, we're probably gonna lose majority of our games.
Yeah,
but like I like to watch and continue to see, like, is Kyle Lewis going to stay hot?
Yep.
Is Evan White going to continue to be able to bat some balls around?
Yep.
Tim Lopes.
Tim Lopes, your guy.
I love it. Dylan Moore went 2 for 4 yesterday. Like, being able to see those guys who are going to be a part of our future plan, or at least a part of our plan going forward.
Exactly.
Like, it's exciting to see.
And that play Evan White made off Trout, did you see that? That was huge.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm able to watch the highlights, the videos on MLB TV, so I get to see something.
I talked to you about this earlier, but for Evan White, I definitely see. I'm comparing him to Eric Hosmer a lot.
Yeah,
I see an athletic, because Eric Hosmer was pretty athletic back in the day. Like, I'm sure he's not really anymore because he's like 34.
He's still pretty athletic.
Pretty athletic. So coming up, he didn't really have the biggest pop. Like he'll give you 20, 25 bombs. I think he had 1 year where he hit 30, but on average, he'll give you anywhere from like 18, 26 bombs, somewhere around there. Play elite defense, though. And we already saw that's a given. Evan White's going to do that. Like, we saw that last night. Like, he's going to give you elite defense every night. You go. And then he'll hit for average. He'll hit around the 290 mark easily. Because that kid can swing it, like, for sure.
Oh, for sure. And I think something that really speaks to his defense is there was talks at one point in time of him possibly shifting over to third base.
Well, he's a left. He's a left. He's switching to outfield. He's left-handed.
But that's what I'm telling you. Like, there was
even left-handed. They were talking about it. No way.
There was rumors going around from a lot of different Twitter accounts that they were looking at the possibility of moving him over there because he's got such a solid glove. And I know I brought that point up to my brother and he said the same thing. But I think that might have also been more of trying to find Vogelback a spot because everybody just loves Vogelback.
Yeah,
I don't get it either. Like, I'm tired of watching him. Like, you're a big dude. You're never gonna run. You're never gonna beat a ball on the ground. So why is every single one of your balls that you've put into play, which haven't been a lot so far, on the ground?
Yeah.
Like, swing for the fence, dude.
They gotta teach him some launch angle stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's just such a phenom in the field that it's unreal.
Yeah, you can't move him from first base. Like,
no,
you keep him there, and then make up for that somewhere else. Like center field. Center field typically isn't one of your power positions, but if you have Kyle Lewis as your everyday center fielder, or when Kelenic comes up, doesn't matter. You're good.
I originally was thinking he needs to stay in right field. Like, I don't know if it's going to be, but I've actually really enjoyed watching him.
Had a crazy catch last night. Yeah.
That was an unbelievable catch. And so
the rest of the outfield defense though.
Well, I'm not the biggest fan of the fact that we only have 2 on the roster and we're kind of just like rotating people through and everything.
Even one of our outfielders is,
but
Malix is
he's up and down.
He's kind of lost. He's kind of lost out there, man. Like,
he made that blunder the other day, but then he'll go and make an amazing play, an amazing read, and all that kind of stuff. So it's just consistency.
Yeah,
man. D Gordon's jumping attempt at that catch in left field at Houston. A normal outfielder has more time out there, has seen that ball more often.
Reaction time is huge. Like, seeing the ball off the bat, and that's just from live reps of knowing how to read the ball.
Right.
But yeah, so happy baseball's back, but hopefully we don't see it leave soon because of the freaking Miami Marlins.
Right. I know it's
Oh
gonna be
my
super interesting.
goodness.
I think I've seen that the total's up to 17 with them
It's
now.
17 now. It's 17 now.
So I mean, it's not that that's a surprise
But
that the number went up, because once one person gets it, it's extremely contagious. So you knew it was gonna move through and all that stuff.
uh-huh.
But the good news is
Yes.
that obviously the MLB's plan or what they're doing and all that stuff is somewhat working, because from what I understand, still there's nobody that's tested positive in the Phillies who they were playing.
Yep.
And they literally, and I think it's a little bit of slap on the wrist to the Marlins, and the MLB is not happy with them, because they knew before they played, I think it was their last game with the Phillies,
Yep.
that they had a couple people
And they
who were
skipped playing.
positive.
Yep. So dumb. Yep.
And they did a vote. Like, they were like, all right, who thinks we should keep playing? Like, no, the rules say that you needed to stop right there and let them know. But
there's no reason to panic at all. No one should be panicking. The season should be fine until we see multiple outbreaks of teams. That's when you start to panic and think the season's going to come to an end. But right now, especially like such a positive, Phillies haven't tested positive, but none of the other teams have either. It's only been the Marlins, and it was only it was a stupid decision for them to play, but then there was only a couple of for lack of a better word, a couple dumbasses who went out, because that was the rumors. They went out like clubbing in Atlanta or something.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, obviously, the protocols that they put into place to keep the team separate of what they're supposed to be doing, when they're supposed to be wearing their mask, keeping separate and all that stuff, they're doing it correctly, because they were literally on the field with the Phillies and had the coronavirus at the time and didn't spread it over to the Phillies. So the fact that that worked well,
that's good.
Means that as long as you just follow the protocols. I mean, it's just like in the NBA, Lou Williams is now under quarantine because when he got a leave of absence from the bubble to go home and attend to some family matter. And while he was there, he went to a gentleman's club because the wings are so good.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. And somebody tweeted a picture. They're like,
come on.
Dude, I totally understand. Like, no, what are you doing? Like, you put your whole team in jeopardy. You put the whole NBA in jeopardy. Like, that's just a dumb move. I don't care how good the wings are.
It's cool to see how well the bubble's working, though. And it's clear that that's the best way, because NBA has that 0 positive tests. They're rocking it. They're rocking it. MLS, they're doing the bubble too. 0 positive tests.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So if you really want the safety of no one getting the virus, that's the way to go.
Right. And Manfred, they did a sit down with him, I think on MLB like Inside, and they talked to him about it, and he's like, yeah, the bubble is working for him. That's great and all that stuff. But he was like, also realize that they only have like 10 players to a team. Or I think for soccer, it's like 15 or 20 to a team. So it's a lot less players. They also are only playing MLS went straight into a tournament and is finishing off their season.
Yep.
Basketball's playing 8 games and going into a tournament.
Exactly.
Like, such a shorter time. Like,
it's hard.
We can't ask people to say, hey, you're going to quarantine and you're going to be in this bubble for 3 months and play off.
You have to shorten the season.
Yeah.
You have to shorten the season to like 8-10 games instead of the 16.
Yeah.
That's what you would have to do if you want to do a bubble.
And that's not what he wanted to do. No. You would have to have multiple fields in one location. You can't, for basketball, they set up basketball courts in convention centers at Disney World. Yep. You can't do that with baseball.
Nope.
So like you can't just choose a place.
You'd have to like find a field, like a huge ass field complex, or just build one. That's it.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
But
it's make like 4 different like Field of Dreams fields, like in the middle of like a.
That'd be so sweet.
That would be sweet.
But it's like you said, it's not reasonable to do that with the MLB, and so they're doing the best they can. And I really think I applaud him for whatever protocols they have in place, because it works, obviously.
Yep, exactly.
As of right now.
Yep. Let's just hope everything stays. It's only the Marlins, and they keep everything else like within each other. Because I don't want baseball to go.
No, it's great being here. I want it to keep going. I want to see more people throw out the Astros. I want to see more benches clear.
Shout out Joe Kelly.
I want to see fisticuffs next time though. But oh man, Joe Kelly's the man.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's hilarious. I love it. Every second of it. Maybe bring it down a smidge, like maybe not so close to the head when it goes by him. But
give him a little shot in the butt or something.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Nice rib shot. Yeah. Those hurt.
Well, that was a jam-packed episode for us, and we're going to keep
Yes.
having those for sure. Because now we got sports, baby. We got sports. Every
so
day we
excited.
got something. Now we're getting NBA tomorrow. Like, that's going to be fun to watch. And, like, it's going to be just a full-on sprint to the finals for them, too. So,
Oh, for sure. It's going to
Yeah.
be great. We'll see who stays healthy,
Yep.
who stays on a roll, all that kind of stuff. I hope we get a couple. I hope the Western Conference gets a play-in series. I want to see the 8 and 9 go at it first, just to see what it looks like. We've seen the runner on second base that starts in the 10th inning. That's actually proved to be a huge difference maker so far in all the extra inning games. There's been, I think, 4 or 5 extra inning games now. Only one of them have gone past the 10th inning, and it was the 11th inning that it was done.
Good.
So it also speeds up the process and all that kind of stuff. So I'm
Perfect.
excited.
Yep. So follow us on Instagram, Twitter at I5 Sports Ride. Like our Facebook page, visit our website, do it all, guys. We want to keep this going now, especially now we actually have sports to talk about. So
Yes, communicate with us, interact with us.
Yep.
We want to be able to talk about lots of different things that you are looking for us to talk about.
Yep.
So
shout out to Spence. Shout out to Spence for texting me what he wants to hear. So
yes,
hope we covered
you.
that for you today.
Yeah, we want more messages. Let us know.
Yep, and we'll keep live streaming on Twitch too, because it's fun.
I like it.
I like it. It'd be cool to have someone like hop in and like chat with us while we do it. Yeah.
For sure.
And make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, because once we hit a certain number of subscribers, I can start live streaming on YouTube, and that'll be much easier for you guys.
Yeah, and it'll be super sweet. You can
For sure.
interact with us on that
Yep.
during the show. All sorts of fun.
Yep.
Let's get it going.
All right, sign us off, Mitch.
All right. Well, it's going to be a little bit of a different sign off because we didn't quite get onto the freeway. So we want to thank you for taking this on ramp with us, and we'll hit the freeway next
long on ramp.
Long on ramp.
All right,
We'll see you later.
thanks, guys.